So when you take an inventory, guys, on your life, you know, when you look back at your life, what do you see? When it comes to your past, what have you overcome? What have you learned? What have you grown from? People can say, leave the past in the past, but sometimes I think it's necessary. I think we have to take a peek back at the past to remind ourselves of the growth, everything that we've been through, the things that we've grown from, what your life used to look like and what does your life look like now? For me, I could think of a thing or two that I jump for joy about because I've worked through it to overcome it and I've healed from it. I used to drink Crown Royal. That was my drink of choice and I could drink with the best of them. But unfortunately, those I used to have drinks with, it was more of a trauma bond situation, So that alone made the drinking unhealthy, just that alone. And then there was the hangovers and all that bunch of crap. Now I can have one beer and I'm just fine. No trauma bonding, no hangovers, none of that. Something else that I remember is I remember when I used to need to be like in a relationship to feel like I was loved. Now whether I was actually being loved or not, that's subjective, but it was more so a codependency kind of thing. Just wanting somebody to love me since I never really felt love, genuine love other than from my children. And now I wake up in the morning, I thank the Most High for another day. I stretch and I say good morning to me. I say good morning to me. I love myself. And I'm not ashamed to scream that on top of a mountain. I'm not ashamed to tell anybody I love myself. Even if it looks like I'm full of myself, that's fine. That's something that people tend to not do. They tend to not be proud of the fact that they love themselves because maybe sometimes that looks like they're full of themselves. But it doesn't matter what you look like. If you love yourself, celebrate that every day. That's just how I feel. And it's genuine and it's unconditional. I know the Most High is the one who taught me how to love myself. Now, I'm extremely proud about that because that took work. It was actually harder than giving up drinks. I mean, it was harder than giving up alcohol. And loving yourself, it sounds easy, but it was super, super hard work for me. To be transparent and just to be honest about it, it was super hard for me. Getting past the woes and the woe is me syndrome of why doesn't anybody love me, that took some time for me to work through, and it took some time for me to get over and to heal from. The Most High sat me down in karma till I fully and completely learned how to love myself. And it had to be genuine. It couldn't be something that I pretended like, yeah, I love myself now. You just can't pull the wool over the Most High's eyes. You just can't. Trust me, I gave it a shot. I got sat down in karma. I am not exempt from karma. I know what it feels like, and I stay away from karma. But, I honestly feel like my karma was to be separated, to be separated and to be by myself so I can truly, fully, and completely learn to love myself, because anybody can say that they love themselves. Just because somebody has confidence does not mean they love themselves. Just because somebody's cocky does not mean that they love themselves, because half the time that's just a presentation that somebody's trying to put on. That's just a representative that people are trying to show other people, and they're even trying to fool themselves. You have to genuinely love yourself. If you cannot sit by yourself, if you cannot be by yourself for any amount of time, it could be a day, it could be 1,000 days. If you cannot enjoy your company fully and completely, then I believe you probably have some work to do on loving yourself. Don't let it get so bad to where you have to go through karma because of that, because the Most High may sit you down the way I was sat down, and then you won't have a choice. You're going to have to learn that lesson one way or another. But now I'm good. Better yet, I'm great. And that doesn't mean that I don't have lonely moments or anything like that, because I do. I'm human, but I mean, it's a moment. It happens, and it is what it is. It's a moment. It happens. I get over it and I keep it moving. I don't stay stuck in it. I don't ignore it, I allow myself to go through it, and then I just keep going. But you know what? Even in those moments, I put some space between me and like society, and I completely love on myself. I give myself whatever I need, love, attention, even conversation, and I know, no, that doesn't make me crazy. If that's what you're thinking, it does not make me crazy. I think talking to yourself sometimes is healthy. I don't answer back or anything like that, so I'm good. But looking back and seeing how much I love myself now, I could not be more proud of the growth that I see within myself. I cannot be more proud of the karma that I went through, and it was rough. But I'm so happy I got through it, and I just feel 1,000 times better about me. Even something like intimacy. I used to think that I had to be intimate to feel love and affection. You see, when you experience sexual abuse, and this is a trigger warning, when you experience sexual abuse and trauma, especially at a young age, that's even worse. And especially when it's within your household, it's like it damages your perspective on intimacy. And, I heard a content creator, very talented content creator, she spoke on this, and she was right on the money when she spoke on this. She said something to the effect like sexual assault, it affects your decision making when it comes to intimacy. Now, I'm no doctor or anything, and she was no doctor or anything, but I resonated with a lot of what she was saying. And the one thing I can say is I am a survivor, So after going through something like that, you're always looking to find true intimacy and what that feels like, You want to get out of the feeling of somebody touching you and it makes your skin crawl. You want to get out of that. So you're seeking love, you're seeking that attention, you're seeking to find out what true intimacy really feels like. And it's like my heart goes out to other survivors. My heart even goes out to any woman out there or man, the gender doesn't matter. Any person out there who ever had to use their body to do something like make money to survive. Oh man, I bet a lot of them went through some kind of trauma that affects their decisions. I just couldn't imagine. Now, I never had to resort to making money with my body or anything like that. I mean, I'll just be honest about it. I'm super shy. I'm still shy to this day. I'm still uncomfortable being naked in front of somebody. Even if I was with them for years, I'm still uncomfortable with that. Not totally. I used to be 100% uncomfortable with that, but I'm still super shy. So me having to use my body to do anything like use my body to make money to survive, I would have absolutely nothing because I'm way too shy for that. And that just wouldn't work for me, but I would never, ever, ever judge anyone, any person who ever had to be like maybe an exotic dancer or even like a lady of the night or a gentleman of the night or escort or whatever, because nobody knows what that person had to go through in their life. Nobody knows what they went through that put them in that position that they had to make decisions like that. And people don't have the right to judge what they don't know. They just don't have the right to judge what they don't know. People are going to do it anyway because there are a lot of low vibrational people out there who feel that they have the authority to judge other people. That's unfortunate. But me personally, I'm just super proud that even though I've gone through sexual trauma, I have healed from it. And I've healed from it so much, which, matter of fact, I can talk about celibacy. Now celibacy, that's my jam. Celibacy is my jam. The way folks is being intimate all willy-nilly nowadays anyway, I have zero problems being comfortably celibate, because the last thing I want to do is get into some kind of a medical situation that I could not get myself out of. My heart goes out to anyone who experiences any kind of medical situation that they can't get themselves out of due to, bad decisions when it comes to intimacy or things of that nature. I am grateful to the Most High that that's not something that I have to face. And that's one of the reasons why celibacy is my jam. It's what I do. I'm okay with that, Now don't get me wrong. One day with the right person and for all the right reasons, I'll step out of celibacy, but I'm proud that I overcame and healed from all the sexual trauma that I've experienced. I have the patience and I have the respect for my body to live my life intimacy free until it's the right time. And that's just how I feel. And I'm going to wait for my forever partner. I'm not going to step outside of that at all. It is not a struggle for me. And just think about your own personal situation. Think about, is that something that you feel you could do? Can you just up tomorrow and say, I'm no longer going to be intimate. I'm just going to be celibate for however long it takes. It could be 6 days. It could be 6 months. It could be 15 years. Could you say that? Could you say that and not be stressed out? Could you say that and even 15 years later, you'll still be excited about one day, I look forward to meeting that forever person, because you already know all of those years built up, it's going to be one. So it's like, I don't think I'm better than anyone. I don't think I'm worse than anyone. I just feel like it's just something that I do. It just works for me. It's just my method of healing from any kind of sexual trauma. It's just my method of reintroducing myself to myself and just doing things differently and just doing things the way I feel is the right way for me. And everybody's different, because trust me, I know that's not for everyone. I know that's not for everyone, and I most certainly do not have the authority to judge anyone if celibacy is not a thing. That's just fine. It just works for me, So you see, guys, every now and again, go ahead and take a peek back at like your past and reflect on the things that you've overcome and healed from. Pat yourself on the back. Why not? Give yourself a hug. Tell yourself you're proud of yourself. These are some of the things that the Most High has taught me to do as far as learning to love myself and being proud of myself. And I would love it, love it if these are some of the things that you guys would do for yourself. Give it a try, because we're not crazy if we celebrate our victories. We are not crazy if we can look back at the things that we've gone through and we can see how far we've come. We are not crazy if we take a peek at our past every once in a while and we can just smile and say, wow, I've grown so much, because we should be proud of the things that we've overcome. We should be proud of our healing. We should be proud of how far we've come, because you already know what I'm going to say. We're not crazy for that, because I am not crazy, and neither are you.